This is Paulet Downey, and I am back again with a skin care minute. This segment, I'm going to be focusing on minimizing pores. How do we get enlarged pores? Okay, well, one of the ways that we get them is we start off in adolescence from, you know, over like excess oil secretion. So that is one of the major reasons why we get enlarged pores. And so because of the amounts of oil secretion that are in the pores, that's what expands the pores to the size that you normally see them. So normally when you find, people who are dealing with large pores, you're usually going to see it around the T-zone area, but more particularly around the nose, the corners of the nose, and sometimes around the cheek area, depending on just how much oil is coming out of the skin, how much oil is in the skin. So that's one of the major reasons why that people are, people who have large pores have them, basically because of the oil secretion and the amount of oil that the pores are holding in those pockets. So that's one of the major reasons. Another reason that you are going to see large pores, why large pores happen on the skin, is improper cleansing, not using the right cleansing products for the skin, either using water or using certain products that are not effective in removing excess dirt, debris, oil, any form of cosmetics from the skin. So you are going to get enlarged pores simply because of the products and the debris and everything that is sitting in them as an accumulation from not being removed because the cleansing products that are being used on the skin are not effective in removing the pores themselves. So this could be either you're not using anything, any kind of cleansing products to remove makeup or to remove excess dirt or to just clean your face on a regular basis. Cleaning the face one time a day instead of two, not double cleansing. So these not like improper hygiene when it comes to cleansing the skin is a major reason for enlarged pores on the skin. And final reason is sleeping in makeup for just continuously, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, just sleeping in makeup. And again, just washing the face once a day. So if you're sleeping in makeup, obviously you're not washing your face before you go to bed, but when you wake up in the morning and you have a shower, then you do wash your skin. And so the product of makeup, as well as debris, any kind of environmental things that have been coming at the skin, pollution, oils from the skin, is all sitting in those pores. And as time goes on and those pores are not being properly cleansed, the products and everything that is not being properly removed from the skin is settling in the pores, causing them to enlarge. So when we are in our teens and in our 20s, and the major reason for enlarged pores is because of the oil secretion that we are experiencing on our skin, Like I said, because of what it is, we have to find a way. Like we have to. There are products out there that will help tackle tackle the size, tackle minimizing the pore size. So let's be clear that there is nothing on the market that can get rid of the pore size completely. So there's nothing on the market. There are no products on the market that can eliminate the pore size. We have pores. Everyone has pores. In an oilier skin type, pores may be enlarged because of the oil secretion. On a drier skin, you are not going, it's going to look like they don't have pores. Of course, they do have pores, but they're so small, it doesn't even look as if they have pores, but we all have pores. It's just, some have larger pores because of, for whatever reason, the reasons that I mentioned. And another reason is simply because of the skin type. It has allowed the skin, because it's drier, you're not seeing pores simply because the pores are nice and tight. So for an oilier skin type, of course, we want to first start with products that are going to remove bacteria, products that are going to inhibit the amounts of oil that we are secreting from the skin. And then we want to use products, of course, like moisturizers and serums that are going to also help reduce the amount of oils that our skin is producing. There are also serums and moisturizers out there that do deal with reducing the size of the pores that are on the skin. So they shrink the size of the pores. They can't eliminate them, they can't get rid of them, but they can reduce the size of the pores that we have on our skin. Another good thing to do, of course, is always, 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 like go to an esthetician on a regular basis to have them remove any kind of excess oils that are in the pores, which will help to also shrink them as well. So with the second category that I mentioned, which is basically just improper cleansing, we want to get into cleansing our skin on a regular basis using proper cleansing products. And if we are wearing makeup, for example, we want to do a double cleanse in the evening. So the first cleansing of the skin is going to be, you're going to use a makeup remover to remove, all the makeup that has been applied to your skin. It will remove, of course, some of the excess oils and, of course, the debris and whatnot that has come at the skin throughout the day. But it is not going to remove everything from the skin, like the products that are under the makeup, all the moisture skincare products. So all the skincare products that is under the makeup, it's not going to get all of that. It probably will get some of it, but it's not going to remove everything that has been applied to the face, as well as everything that has come at the face throughout the day, 100%. You may get a good, depending on what kind of cleanser it is and how effective it is, the makeup remover, I should say, you may get a good 80 or 90%. I have used some where most of what I had on my face was removed, but you aren't going to find one that is effective enough to remove everything from the skin 100%. Plus, when you are using a makeup remover, most of them tend to be very, very rich and emollient, because the whole purpose of a makeup remover is to break down the makeup, the sunscreen, the skincare products, as well as the debris and pollution that has come at your skin throughout the day. That's its main purpose. So it is going to be highly emollient, and to break that down what's on your skin. So it is going to, in most cases, leave a oily residue on the skin after removing the products that you applied on your skin and everything that is on your face. So you are also going to have to remove that as well, because that those products tend to be very rich, and they are comedogenic. So they do cause clogging if not removed. So it's very important then that you do a second cleanse. And the second cleanse is going to be, depending on your skin type, it could be a milk, a cream, it could be a gel lotion type of cleanser. And so with these types of cleansers, these are going to remove any kind of excess products, as well as the makeup remover that has not been removed on the first attempt when removing stuff, products and excess debris from your skin. And so on the second attempt with these types of cleansers, they're going to remove all that excess products. Sometimes people do like to use wipes as their initial product for cleansing and removing makeup. And some, wipes are fine, but wipes really aren't that effective in completely removing all of the products that have been applied to the skin, as well as everything that's been coming at the skin throughout the day. They're not that effective in doing that in one swoop. I know that there are some people who do, like I said, they like using wipes, but to get one wipe and just wipe it all over your face and feel, okay, well, I don't see any products, so I'm good. It's probably just got like the bare surface of your skin. Trust me on this one. Trust me on this one. This is something that I've tested for myself. And I've tested it as, giving examples to people that one wipe in itself is not effective in removing all of the products that have been applied to your skin. You're going to need two at least, one for each side, possibly 3 or 4 when we're talking about removing eye makeup remover, like if you're using it for removal of all makeup. If you want to remove products effectively from the skin, you're going to need at least 3 or 4 wipes in order to get at least 90% of the products off, even if you're using it effectively. Like even if you are using like 4 or 5, 6, trust me on this one, you are not going to remove 100% of the products that you apply to your skin earlier in the day. You are still going to have to do a second cleanse, which makes up, like I said, a milk cream or a gel lotion. There's 4, I'm saying 4. But it sounded like I'm putting them in 2. So a gel, a cream, a lotion, or a lotion or milk. So you're going to need that as a second cleanse to the skin to make sure to remove everything thoroughly. Now, another way that you can remove products from the skin is to use a micellar water. So some people, they will not use the wipes and they will use a micellar water in order to remove their makeup. And depending on the micellar water, this can be a great first step in removing all products from your skin. Get the right micellar water, and it is going to be quite effective in removing 80 to 90% of the products that are on your skin. And so then you're going to follow that up with the second cleanse, which I just, gave you the categories or the category of. So this is going to be a cleansing with water. So the first cleanses are not with water. First cleanses, makeup remover, they are not with water. Micellar water is a water, but it does not need the assistance or the aiding of water when removing makeup. So the first cleanse, the products, they do not need water as an assistant in order to remove makeup from the face. But the second cleanse does need water. That's how you're going to do it. So that is one way in minimizing the size of pores. That's one way, the most important way of minimizing pores. So another way of minimizing pores, like after you've done your cleanse, your double cleanse, is to exfoliate 2 to 3 times a week. So exfoliation 2 to 3 times a week is going to help with the removal of excess products, dirt, debris that is sitting in the pores. So it's going to help lift out stuff that are in the pores, helping the pores to shrink in size. So if you're doing exfoliation 2 to 3 times a week, then you are going to see the pores on your skin shrink because product has been removed from them. And so this is another way, and I mean, like, exfoliation is also good for reducing fine lines and wrinkles, or keeping fine lines and wrinkles at bay and starving them off, starving the skin off from premature aging. It is also good with dealing with any kind of hyperpigmentation. It helps with the removal of hyperpigmentation on a long term and clearing the skin up, giving the skin radiance, and just allowing the skin to breathe. And so exfoliation, there are many benefits to exfoliating. And of course, there are 3 types of exfoliating. You've got your mechanical, which you're using with the granules to exfoliate the skin. I would not recommend granules to people who are, aging, and people who tend to have visible lines. So anyone that has visible lines, I would tend not to recommend the granule, the mechanical form of exfoliation, simply because we do not want it to increase what is already there. So I do love the granules. I think for me, I love them. But for as we get older, as we're going into our late 40s and 50s, it's not something I would recommend. And of course, it depends on your DNA and your skin type. That can play a factor. So depending on your skin type and DNA and what's going on in your skin, if there are a lot of visible lines, like permanent visible lines, I would not recommend using the granules. Also, for oily skin, of course, I would not recommend using the granules again, simply because of the possibility of those granules popping and tearing out pimples on the skin, causing the bacteria that has been released from those pimples to spread onto the skin, causing more pimples. So for oily skin, I also would not recommend using a granule, physical type or mechanical type of exfoliation. So with the chemical exfoliations, which are probably the most, most common ones, so these ones they tend to be more, liquid based. And so these ones, yeah, these are excellent also for the removal of any kind of products, anything that's sitting in the pockets of the pores, and then the enzymatic type of exfoliation, which is also perfect. It's perfect for all skin types. These are the types of exfoliation that are out there, and that will help with minimizing the size of the pores. So also there is one thing I also did not mention when I was talking about uh, wearing makeup on a continual basis and not washing that makeup off, like sleeping in the makeup basically, continuously throughout the years, basically causing, it's like what happens when women do this, or even when people just do not wash their skin twice a day. What is happening is the products, like the skincare products that were applied to the skin throughout the day, the makeup and everything else that is coming out the skin, it is settling in these pores. And so as time goes by and as we age, uh, these products are not being removed 100%. Because the skin is only being washed once a day. And as a result of the skin not being washed once a day, the accumulation of dead skin, because that's something we get already, but the accumulation of dead skin is just sitting on the skin. It's not being exfoliated. It's not regenerating the way it would regenerate if the skin was cleaned properly and if products were removed from the skin. So the fact that we have all this dead skin clogging, so not only are the products clogging the pores, but the accumulation of dead skin that is not being removed is also clogging the pores, causing more breakouts, causing lack of radiance and brightness to the skin, and causing the pores to sag. So over time, what happens is that we end up with dull looking skin with large pores that sag. So these pores are even shaped differently than the pores that someone in their teens or their 20s has due to excess oil secretion. These pores tend to be large, actually even larger, and they sag. So these pores sag because they've got so much product in them, which has accumulated throughout the years. It hasn't been sloughed off. And then added to that, aging skin. So the skin already is experiencing glycation. The skin itself is already losing its firmness, losing its plump, becoming more swollen inward. And so the skin itself is beginning to sag. And on top of that, the pores are beginning to sag as a result of too much stuff being in those pores. So then this just causes the skin to look even more aged than it should be if it were properly cared for. So that's these are pores. The expansion of these pores are due to improper and cleansing on a long-term basis. And so it ages the skin prematurely, causing the skin, like you've got these big pores that are sagging along with sagging skin. And so the only way to prevent that is to cleanse the face twice a day with proper cleansing products. And don't sleep in makeup. Like, don't sleep in makeup at all. And so this is the only way. And exfoliate to slough off all the dead skin, to slough off all that dead skin, because the dead skin needs to be sloughed off in order for new skin to appear on the skin, on the face. And as we age, the turnover of, like, the cellular turnover on the skin begins to slow down. So it's 28 days when we're in our 20s. After that, it's even less, so, or even more. More days before it turns over. So it's more than 28 days after we move along into our 30s and late 20s for that matter. So it is important that we are exfoliating our skin so that we can have a proper cellular turnover of the skin, allowing the skin to have new skin and be able to breathe as a result of that, and have cleared up pores, which will help with starving off premature aging. So these are the ways in which pores happen. These are how pores happen. And so for those who are older, who are like in their 40s and their 50s, and they are dealing with enlarged pores, for the reasons that I mentioned, there are products out there. There are products out there that target that, and that will help to minimize the size of the pores that are on your skin. Of course, like I said, there is no magic product out there that is going to completely dissolve the pore size and make your skin look poreless. There isn't a product out there like that, but there are products out there which will decrease the size of the pores that are on your skin. And so the best way to help reduce the size of pores that are on your skin is to cleanse your skin twice a day. And when wearing makeup, to do a double cleanse in the evening. Cleansing twice a day, not cleansing the skin with just water. Water alone will not be able to remove products from your face. That you need a cleanser in order to lift off the dirt from the skin. And if you don't wear makeup, and you still do need to use a cleanser as well. So if you're not wearing makeup throughout the day, you still need a cleanser, and you do need to exfoliate in order to lift off the products from your skin, as well as the, like debris and excess, stuff that is coming at it during the day, and your oils, the oils that we are secreting throughout the day, just what our skin does. So you do need to use a cleanser, even if you're not wearing makeup, at least twice a day. You don't need to do a double cleanse, obviously, at night. You don't need to do that because you're not wearing makeup. If you are wearing sunscreen, which you should be using, then you can do a double cleanse, because sunscreen can be a little more difficult to remove, and you just want to make sure to get all the product off. But if you're, one in the morning, one in the evening, proper cleansing products, and that's the best way to help prevent enlarged pores on the skin, as well as do not sleep in makeup. And there are products out there for those of you who are experiencing enlarged pores on your skin, especially on the nose and around here, but also on the cheek area, depending. But there's also products out there, great serums out there, as well as moisturizers that will help. Like I said, there are those for people who are in their teens and in their 20s who are experiencing this. There are products out there that will help with minimizing the oil secretion on the skin and also help reduce the size of the pores. Then for those who are older, who are in, like their late 30s, 40s, 50s, and have been sleeping in makeup or, just being kind of reckless with their skin. There are also products out there that are geared and targeted towards aging skin to help reduce the size of the pores, because those pores are different. There's a different look to them and even a different texture to them than those who are, in the adolescent stage of their life. So that's all I have to say and bring to you for a skincare minute. Until next time, take care.